Every woodworker needs a set of good quality cabinet chisels, and I really like these Narex bevel edge chisels. This is the new set provided by Timbecon, and this is the set that I've been using and teaching with for the last 6 years. Handles are different, steel's the same, quality's the same. I'm going to show you a few things with them today. Okay, I'm going to use a 6mm Narex chisel to clear out the bottom of this mortise, which is as it's come directly off the saw. So you can still see that there are still some marks from the saw, and I need to get that sweet and clean. I'm using a paring jig here. I'm a huge believer in paring jigs. They protect the top of your jaws of your vise, and they give you a really accurate reference face, so long as you provide really good pressure. Now square up your work with the jig, which we've done. And then just push in. Now I've taken away the jig from the back of this so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to have to turn the work around because I'm worried about blowing out the back surface. Put it back into the jig. Now you can see the process now of me setting it up. Okay, tack, I call this tacking your vise, where you just put enough pressure on just to hold the work. Chisel now becomes a hammer. Very multi-purpose, these chisels. And I'm just going to tap the bottom, bring it back to square. I do the same thing when I'm sawing. I think it's really important to get the work square because we spend a whole lot of our life trying to work out how to cut and chisel beautifully vertically. Alright, now I'm just going to come from the back and finish off the job. Listen to the sound. That's sharpness. Even the best cut tenon is going to need some cleaning of the corners, particularly these ones in here. This is a haunched tenon, and for this job, the cleaning of the cheek of the tenon, I particularly like a wide chisel. Here we go, we've got a few jobs to do to clean this tenon perfectly. First of all, I'm going to use a wide chisel to clean the face or cheek, better cheek rather than face. And I'm going to use it in this way. I hold with my thumb on the top. Note that I'm not using a mallet. I don't want to use a mallet now because I'm so close to having perfected this joint that I don't want to do any damage. So I put it down on a point right here, and I use it like a knife and then just rock backwards and forwards. And again. Hear that little sound? Okay. Now, you can take the chisel across the face and take off that little piece that we sliced. This is a haunched tenon, so the next job for me is to clean this little piece that's been left over after the machining. Okay, next job is we need to clean this little stub that's left in the haunched area of the tenon. I'm going to need a little more light on this. That looks good. And I'm using the paring jig that we used earlier. This actually, don't think this is not square, this is actually an angled tenon. So I've got it flush with the surface. As I did before, I just want to use the corner of the chisel not using a mallet again. Okay, it's a bloody hard piece of timber, fantastic. And I'm just going to start nibbling at it. Okay, and then in a bit deeper. I can run this one right through because I've cut away that piece behind me. Just try to get rid of the bulk of the work. You need to keep changing your position. And again, we're only taking little bites out of it. A lot of people would do this with a mallet, and I'm not a fan of that, because what happens is you end up damaging the surface of your work quite easily. It takes a little more effort. Right, I've taken away most, and now I'm going for the cleanup run. Drum roll, please. Okay, and then straight down in that same knifing action, because anybody who's fitted joinery together knows the devil's always in cleaning out the corner. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that one. So we've done the job and cleaned all the way around the tenon. Now's the time just to admire our work. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Nice and clean. You can see how sharp the chisel was. I got a beautiful clean cut across the top here. I'm happy with these chisels. 6 in the set. We've only used 3 today. Imagine what you can do with a full set. Narex Chisels and rasps are of course available from timbecon.com.au or of course in-store Melbourne and Perth. Will it ever end? Is it beer o'clock?
It's definitely beer o'clock.